Hi, my name's Lois Peterson, and I'm the author of Shelter, Homelessness in Our Community, published by Orca Book Publishers in their series called Think.
And I'm Jacqueline Pearce, the author of What Animals Want, the 5 Freedoms in Action, which is also in the Orca Think series.
So Jacquie, both people and animals are better off if they have their own homes, their own safe homes. Can you tell us a little bit about your home?
Well, I feel that what's really important to me is having a home that feels comfortable and welcoming. I can come home and share the space with my family and also have a quiet place where I can be by myself to read or write and work on projects. And it's also important to me to have nature around me. Even though I live in the city, I like to be able to look out at trees and hear birds. And it's important to me to be able to share my home with pets, and which means making sure the home is comfortable and safe for the pets. And I have 2 cats. They live inside. And so I need to have places for them to climb and to perch up and sit and look down on things. And I have a dog, so it's important for me to have a place where I can take my dog for a walk. And Lois, what's important for you in your home?
Well, I live in a small apartment right now, so I don't have any pets, unfortunately. But for myself, I actually live where I do because I wanted to be close to family. So that's important to me. And also I'm close to everything I need. So I don't have to go far to get the things that I need to sustain my life. I have privacy. I can go out, lock the door behind me, and know that when I come home, when I come back, my home will be there waiting for me safely. And I have security. You know, it's always there. I don't have to go looking every night. I don't have to go in search of my things. I know where everything is. Probably one of the biggest things is that I have choice. I can decide where I want to live. I can decide what I need to be comfortable and how I spend my time. For me, it's important having a place to keep my own possessions. I'm a writer. I have lots of books. I need my tools of my trade around me. I need to know that they are there when I need them. And I can follow my own interests comfortably at home. And last but not least, as they say, it's a place where I can invite people to. I'm confident that people will be comfortable if they come to visit me, and that they are going to be safe and secure while they're here.
Lois, can you tell us a bit about what it's like for people who don't have homes?
Well, probably the main thing is that they have very little choice. Most people who are unhoused, they spend the majority of their time worrying about how to be warm, how to be dry, how to find proper meals and food. They may have difficulty taking care of their health issues, whether it's health issues that cause them to be to live without a home or to lose their home, or whether it's health issues or injuries that have developed since they've been there. Most homeless people have to depend on other people for their basic needs. And that really affects people's dignity and pride. It can be difficult to stay in touch with friends and family. They're more likely to have less of a sense of safety and security, because if you're always moving around, you don't know if your stuff's going to be there when you get back. You don't know how you're going to be treated. That's very difficult on a person psychologically and physically. And without their own possessions, homeless people can't express themselves in the way that you and I can with our possessions around us and our books and our writing. And people without homes can't pursue their own interests as well. And referring back to Maslow's hierarchy that we talked about in the last video, all these things are things that people need to be happy and healthy. And most people living without a home of their own don't have those things for a happy life. So Jacquie, well, of course, we know animals and people are very different. So what is it that animals need to be safe, secure in their homes?
Well, some of the needs of animals are similar to people's needs. They need a comfortable place where they can feel safe and have the food that they need. And also different animals have different needs. For example, a lot of people know that pigs like to wallow in mud. But did you know that they also need a dry place for sleeping, and that mother pigs, when they are having their babies, they are like to find materials to build a nest for their piglets. So if a pig is living in a barn with a cement floor, then she can't build a nest. She might even be pawing at the floor trying to look for materials, even though there's nothing there. And if she has some nice dry warm straw, then she can be content and happy when she's having her babies. And animals like an orca whale in the wild, they will swim great distances, and they will be hanging out with their extended families. They're very social, and they can dive down deep when they're searching for food. And whales that are captive in aquariums, they can't swim very far. It feels to them like they're living in a little bathtub, and they can't dive down deep. And one of the things I discovered when I was doing my research was that whales in captivity can actually get sunburned because they can't dive far enough to get away from the sun. So wild animals, the best home for them is in their natural environments. And it's very hard for people to meet the needs of wild animals in captivity. So Lois, can you tell us what the most important things are that you would like readers to take away from your book?
Well, firstly, I'd hope that if they have the chance to read the book, that they go away knowing a little more about the situation of homelessness, both the causes and how it affects people, than they did before. I mean, knowledge helps you make your decisions and form your own opinions, and that's what I'm hoping for kids who read this book. I'd also hope that children would learn to be curious rather than judgmental when they meet somebody who's different than they are, who has different life circumstances, and to be open to learning more. You know, it's all very well to meet people, but it's helpful to be open to learning more about what brought them to where they are and how that happened, how they live, especially if it's very different to their own experience. And I'd hope that it encourages everybody to be kind to everyone, regardless of their situation. One nice benefit would be if kids reading this book go away with ideas of what they might do to help homeless people and other people who are less fortunate than they are. So Jacquie, what about your book? What would you hope would be the takeaways from your book?
I'd like kids to be encouraged to learn more about animals and to use the information they learn and their own imaginations to put themselves in the place of animals and to imagine how animals feel, what their needs are in different situations. So whether they might be hungry or uncomfortable, or maybe frustrated or even bored, or happy and content. And I'd like readers to realize that anyone, even kids, can do something to make life better for animals. I think both our books actually encourage readers to feel empathy for others, whether it's people or animals.
So that's just a taste of what you'll find in What Animals Need and Shelter. And there are a couple of slides following this discussion, which will show you how you can find a copy of the book for yourself, how to get in touch with Jacquie and I through our websites if you have questions, because we'd love to continue this conversation, and a little bit of information about who helped bring these books to life. So thank you so much for your interest in our books. Thank you.
Watch for our first video as well.
Yes, that will be, the link to that will be posted at the end as well.
Thanks.
Thank you.